It's a Wednesday and you are watching Platinum Northwest TV News. A very good evening to you on this very chilly evening. My name is Philadelphia Mangweng and now let's run you through the top stories. First up, the Northwest Premier Job Mokhoro tests positive for COVID-19 and the manhunt for the boyfriend who allegedly murdered female police officer ends in suicide. In the business news, Media 24 to close publications and cut jobs. And in the sports, the Northwest Province says that it is ready to host the remaining PSL matches should it be approached. We begin with this story. The office of the Northwest Premier, Professor Tebogo Job Mokhoro, said that he would continue with his duties from home after testing positive for COVID-19. Mokhoro received his results on Tuesday, just a day after the passing of one of his cabinet members, Gordon Kegakilwe. The Premier's office said that everyone who was in close contact with him would self-isolate for 14 days. Mokhoro is the latest known political figure to test positive for COVID-19 in the country. The MEC for Public Works in his province is also in quarantine after he too tested positive for the virus on Sunday. The Premier spokesperson Vuyisile Ngesi said that Mokhoro announced his results during a virtual official gathering on Tuesday. And in other news, the body of a man fitting the description of the suspect wanted in the murder of a Kanana police officer was found hanging from a tree. This after the police launched a manhunt for the killer of Sergeant Martha Mamuitoe Bauer, who was found murdered at her home on Wednesday, July 1st. Now, Sergeant Bauer, the 41-year-old, was stationed at Kanana SAPS, where she worked at the Community Service Center. Her colleagues discovered her body when they went to look for her after she failed to report for duty that morning. Brigadier Sabata Mokhwabona, police spokesperson, said that they broke down the door and found her in a pool of blood. According to information available at this stage, Sando Kidwell Kandile took his own life and he left the scene of the murder in Bauer's Toyota Corolla vehicle. The car was eventually traced to Klerksdorp, where it was found with no trace of Kandile. Now, according to Mokhwabona, reports suggest that Bauer was last seen with her then ex-boyfriend, who took her 8-year-old child to an aunt who was apparently told that the victim did not feel well. On Monday, the 6th of July, the investigating officer was at the morgue to identify the body hanging from a tree between the old number 6 and number 7 shafts in the Ogni area, and an inquest docket is now under investigation. In another story now, 3 employees and a councillor in the city of Matlosana tested positive for COVID-19. The employees are stationed at Klerksdorp Licensing, Finance and Fire departments. It is understood that the licensing department is the only office that has closed this morning, and the other departmental offices will remain open, as it was discovered that the infected employees have been absent from work and did not contract the virus from their respective workplaces. Licensing department, in compliance with the disaster management regulations of measures, is set to prevent and combat the spread of COVID-19, is making necessary arrangements to sanitize and fumigate their buildings and also to follow other safety measures concerning their employees for their overall safety. Now, they will, however, be open their facility to the public after the deep cleaning process. In more news now, 5 cases of COVID-19 have been reported at the various traffic stations in the Northwest. This according to the Department of Community Safety and Transport Management spokesperson Alpheus Konyadidze. These stations are based in the following districts: the Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, one in the Dr. Ruth Sikhomuzi Mompati, and another in Bojanala. Now, Konyadidze went on to say that the department has taken all precautionary measures as prescribed, closing the affected traffic stations, conducting decontamination process while offering psychological support to the staff. Now, MEC Selole Hari said that all testing stations for learner and driving licenses are operational throughout the province and will take far less applicants than usual, in line with lockdown alert level 3 regulations. And now for the COVID-19 update. South Africa has added more than 10,000 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours. Now this brings the total number of cases to just over 215,000. The health department reported 192 further deaths, bringing the total since the outbreak to 3,502. The Northwest Province, however, is on a total of 6,842 cases, with 5,350 of them being active, and recoveries stand at 1,456, with the death toll at 36. Let's now get an update of the business news. In the business news, Naspers plans to lay off more than 500 employees and close a number of newspapers and magazines, including the leading weekly tabloid, The Sunday Sun, its print division. Now, Media24 said this in a statement released on Tuesday. Media24 is Africa's largest publisher, printer, and distributor of magazines and books, and is also the continent's largest newspaper publisher, with around 3,000 employees across 8 divisions. The layoffs and closures come in the wake of planned job cuts at the South African Broadcasting Commission and similar moves at the other members of the country's big 4 print publishers since the pandemic hit local shores in mid-March, followed by a national lockdown. Print publications have taken a hit of between 40% to 100% to advertising and sales revenue, forcing many to migrate to online, where they earn a fraction of their former ad sales. And coming up next, we'll be standing by with your sports. In the sports news now, a senior official in the Northwest Department of Arts and Culture and Sport says that the province is ready to host the remaining Premier Soccer League fixtures that are expected to be played in a bio-bubble camp in the coming weeks. Absa Premiership and Glad Africa Championship teams returned to controlled training in the last few days after Sports Minister Natim Tetwa gave permission for non-contact and contact sports to resume. The league is yet to disclose the venue for the resumption of the season, but coordinator in the office of the Northwest MEC Kgalebekwe Tlhapi, Hendrik Metzileng, said that the province is ready to step in as host of these matches. Now, Metzileng said that they have Sun City Resort, Royal Marang Hotel, and many other lodges to accommodate all the 32 teams, and matches can take place at Royal Bafokeng, Olympia Park, Moruleng, as well as Mkhwase stadiums. And that is all from the world of sports. Almost time now for us to say goodbye, but before that, let's check the stories that made headlines. The Northwest Premier, Professor Tebogo Job Mokgoro, has tested positive for COVID-19, and the manhunt for the boyfriend who allegedly murdered a female police officer ends in suicide. In the business news, Media24 to close publications, cutting jobs. And in the sports, the Northwest Province said that it is ready to host the remaining PSL matches should it be approached. And that is all from us here in studio. Thank you so much for watching. God bless. The Northwest Province is rolling out screening, testing, and contact tracing for coronavirus throughout the province. This follows an announcement by President Cyril Ramaphosa on the rollout of large-scale screening, testing, tracing, and medical management program. Now, around 10,000 field workers will be visiting villages, towns, and cities to screen residents for COVID-19 symptoms. People with these symptoms will then be referred to local clinics or mobile clinics for further testing. This message was brought to you by the Northwest Department of Health, Healthy Living for All.